when it comes down to opening a grooming shop, the amount of people that have opened salons, and how many of those do you think are qualified groomers that are either certified or have the experience?
Unfortunately, I think the percentage is pretty low.
Pretty low.
Um, you don't, in our industry, you don't have to have any of that to be a groomer. And so a lot of people will learn from other groomers that don't necessarily know what they're doing either. I mean, it's a funny industry because I can, yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lot of things that go on in grooming shops that probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten a lot better, and I think it's gotten a lot more professional, but so many groomers that, open a shop of their own, they're not really, they're not really ready fundamentally, let alone being able to do any higher end kind of grooming. So I think that percentage of people that are more educated is higher in general, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the certification program that was in place, I'm not really sure exactly what's happening with that. I resigned. So
well, let's talk about the certifications. So there's a few associations. There's IPG, there's NDGAA, there is AKC now, and then there's ISCC. Is there any other ones that I'm missing?
I don't think so.
No. Between all of those, you were NDGAA, right? You were a certifier, and then they sold to the AKC.
Well, now it's under the AKC.
Yeah. So how did that work? Well, when it came down to certifying, like so to become a master groomer, what did it take?
To become a master groomer, you had to have all three of so the non-sporting, sporting, and terriers, which is 2 dogs. You had to have all those be an 85% or better. And then you had to be past the master's test at 85% or better.
The written and the hands-on.
Well, there's no hands-on for the master. That master is 400 question test, which, ironically enough, I had just gotten done rewriting the master's test when
really?
I got the news that NDGA had sold. So,
when did it sell? During COVID? No.
No, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was, a great program that definitely needed some updating, and, it went the way it did. So I was very sad. It really broke my heart because I had spent, 27 years devoted to that program and supporting it through my education process that I did for people. And
so what do you suggest when it comes to certifications now that
I would like to see, a 3-tiered system put together. I think that the bathers need their own, not bathers, the assistants, which is the foundation of our job every day. They bathe, dry, and finish bath dogs. That's an assistant. I think that should be a level that assistants can. I think that's really beneficial in so many ways for people that are coming into the industry in that route, because it gives them a sense of, they've earned a title.
Yeah.
And they've earned a level of expertise, and it's like on paper, right? It means something. I think that the beginning to intermediate level certification, like what NDGAA was, could be reestablished, and that would be a level that people could gain. And then I think there should be a mastery level. I think that groomers that really want to master unusual, purebreds they don't see all the time, unusual grooming, not unusual grooming, but different grooming techniques that you don't see in the shop all the time. I think that should be a whole new level. So having, it's kind of like going to grammar school, high school, and college, or high school, college, and then a master's program. Mm-hmm. You could equate it to those levels. It would require a group of people, or, more than just one person, to put together a program. I know that Pina and I have talked about it at great length. Chris and, Michelle Evans, the 4 of us have talked about it. Talked about making the Mastery Series actually that level of master education, but we don't have the other levels in place. So It's, you know, it took me a long time to put together the mastery series. I have 4 modules. It's very intensive training, as you've been through a couple times.
Yeah.
Every time it's presented, it's something different, but it's intensive and it's not
Yeah.
cheap because it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to put it together. And
Yeah.
um, you know, to put together a certification process, I would need to have help. I mean, we would have to have a collective that could put it together. But I think it's necessary, and I think it's important.
Hmm.
So rather than writing a poodle grooming book, I would rather work on a project like that because I think
That'd
it's
be
going to
cool.
benefit the industry as a whole so much more than
Yeah,
me writing a book on poodle grooming. You know,
for sure.
so I think it's important.
So you think all business owners should get certified, or at least
I
management?
think that anyone who has a grooming shop, if they own it and they don't want to become certified themselves, they definitely need to require it with their
Staff.
employees. Yeah, I think that, and that's one of the things that before things shifted for me was that all of my groomers would become certified master groomers. But I mean, they're still getting that level of education, but they're not going to have the certificate to go with it.
Yeah.
So unless they choose to do that on their
How long do you
own.
think it would take to finish that program if you guys were to put it all together?
Couple of years, probably
Couple
at
years?
least a year.
Like
Because you got to
very
sit down, you got to
dedicated?
put together an outline, you've got to put together all the things in each level that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I had a collective group of people that we work together, well, we could probably put it together in a year.
So you mentioned Pina,
I mean,
Michelle Evans.
The master series is already done. All it
Yeah.
is a matter of putting a test together.
Yeah.
That's easy. The other parts we have to be rewritten, and the bathing and the assistant part of it, I think, would be not as difficult. But it's not the difficulty; it's the time that it takes to get it all put together and do it right. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's vitally important.
Yeah.
Because when we do come down the pike to regulation and legislature is demanding a certain level of things, I think if we have that kind of an education process in place as a whole unit, not just, oh, this person over here has this certification process or this place over here has this certification process, it's under the same roof and it's all one piece so that people can progress through it in their timeline. That makes sense for them.
Yeah.